All right, guys, we're back. Seems like we're having some audio connection. I think it's my phone for some reason. It's been happening. It happened last time. It happened this time. So hopefully we can figure it out. But with that being said, Shaadie was just talking about his experience, where he came from. He's from California. He moved to Utah 4 years ago, 2016, and now he's part of CJ Entertainment. Um, TJ and his group, and now he's going to talk about more about himself and what he wants to do moving forward. What's up, Brianna? What's up, everybody? Welcome. Let's go. What's up, bro? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah.
All
I don't
right,
know what.
good, good,
Sometimes
good.
it does that when I go live, and all of a sudden I can't hear what people are saying. But people watching it still can hear me, but they don't hear you anymore. Phone. I'm gonna see next
Okay.
time. I'm gonna do live with a different phone and see if it's the problem on my
And you
end.
know how
But
technology is, man. It don't
I
work when
know,
we want it
man.
to work all the time, but it's
It's
good.
it's all good, man. Um, so you moved out here 4 years ago. How
Yeah.
did you connect with CJ?
Um, just I was doing my due diligence as far as like reaching out to everybody new out here that had studios that was doing certain things in the music field in Utah when I first came. And this man named Coco Garcia
Mm-hmm.
had answered a message of mine that I had sent him at a studio that he used to run. And Coco was like, "Man, I don't run that studio anymore, but I like your vibe. I like your energy. I feel like I can help you with some things. Come to my office and have a meeting." So I went and met him. We had a meeting, and he gave me a whole list of like talent agencies, music people, and things that he felt I should reach out to. And CJ was one of them. So I started sending CJ my material on Snap and Facebook and things like that. And at the time, I didn't know he was dealing with the passing of his son. His son had just had passed by
Mm,
tragic car accident. So I didn't know what was going on with him, but I just knew he wasn't responding. You know what I mean? And something in me like um, I listen to my inner Yah. You feel me? God speaks to me and everything like that. Speaks to us all if we listen. And I listened, and I just kept feeling like I needed to speak to him and send material to him, regardless of anything. You know what I mean? Because I gotta have patience and I have perseverance as well. So something in me just told me I needed to keep connecting with him and sending my stuff regardless. And so that's what I did. And I was sending my skit commercials and my music videos and in studio stuff, just everything to let him see how versatile I was as an artist. And one day he had just hit me like, "Man, I've been seeing your stuff. I see you in the studio, and you mind coming to the house and having a talk during my rehearsal with my band?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I went on a Sunday. They had 2 days rehearsal, Sunday, Monday. By Monday, he was like, "Man, I love to work with you. I love to have you on a team. And if you down to make some money, I can put you in this band and you can do some hip hop stuff in here. And I know you can kind of sing, so we can have you do some harmonies and this and that." And, that was 3 years ago, going on for this year. And now, like I said, I'm one of the lead vocalists singing Marvin Gaye and Stevie Wonder and Bruno and all that other stuff, along with writing original raps in these cover songs and putting a new flavor and flair on it and stuff like that, which was my original thing. But we just been rocking ever since then.
wow. Um, I think what one thing I admire about you is your perseverance. Like you said, like when you really want something, you go after it. You know what I mean? And especially in the music industry, in life in general, if you don't go for what you want, you're not gonna get it.
Exactly.
You might ask someone for something just because they say no doesn't mean they don't want to help you. It might mean like at the moment they can't. Like CJ, you know what I mean? He was dealing with something you didn't know about until later on. So maybe in the beginning you might have thought, this guy doesn't want to work with me. But sometimes life will work things in your favor when it's
Exactly.
time. You know what I mean? So you can't always rush things and then expect things to happen when you want it. So, but
Hmm.
perseverance is very very important if you want to push forward in your career and fight for what you want in life. Um, as far as your style, like what would you consider your style? Like if someone wants you, if someone asks you to perform for something, what kind of song or what's your style? Like, what would you sing or rap?
Um, I mean, I'm a chameleon. I'm an adapter. So I'd really have something in the pocket for the situation. If somebody
Mm,
wanted me to do something, most of the time they
mm,
probably would come at me and already know I'm that type of artist, and so they know they can come and ask me to do something for whatever type of event it was. Black tie, evening, morning, kids event, straight street, urban, club attire, any type of event, I'm gonna have some type of set or some type of song for the mood and the setting. You know what I mean? Spoken word, poetry, anything like that. I just feel, preparation meets opportunity. And I know for myself as a type of artist, I'm not one dimensional. I'm not three dimensional. You know what I mean? I'm 4, 5, 6 dimensional as far as how I can write, how I can come with different vibes and be able to meet, like I said, those different criterias of the specific situation. So I would just come how I need to come for that time in that moment.
wow. Okay, I like that. I mean, especially in Utah, there's a lot of vibe that's missing. So someone like
Yeah,
you can fill in and come up with a different vibe and give people what they want. Um,
exactly.
so far, once you got like, what did you see that was missing, and what do you think you as an artist is bringing to the table besides your talent and your
Um,
versatility?
I mean, Utah is very secluded from everything else of the world
Hmm.
because of their self inclusion. And I mean, it's no knock on Utah or anything like that. They just don't know of much outside of themselves. So to be
Mm,
able to come in as an outsider with an authentic type of feel coming from the Bay Area, like I said, and then having my southern roots with Georgia and North Carolina, as well as my Caribbean heritage in Kingston and Trinidad. And me knowing that and being able to come out here and authentically be myself and show that, um, it helps Utah in seeing the diversity of people of color because they only see what they see on TV. And then when they
right, right,
see a man
right.
like me that has the locks, that got, tattoos and everything like that, and it may smell a little herbal at times, but I come
Mm,
in and I still speak with confidence, I still speak with intelligence, and they see that, and then they see that I'm a family man, that I'm married, that I have 6 kids, 4 biological, 2 stepsons, and nieces and nephews and mothers-in-laws and father-in-laws and brothers and sister-in-laws that are all entrenched in our family, while my blood family is still in other places in California and North Carolina and Georgia, and we still have those connections and holds, and is able to uphold and support and bring that type of unity on all those type of facets within our family dynamic, and then me being able to do that for the community that I haven't even grown up in, because that's just my nature, to spread love, to show more knowledge and reach of our people and connect with our people. So out here, we just don't have that connection. Nobody really knows the people of color out here. Nobody knows how to get in touch with each other of other people of color out here. And as a people of color, we still are real inclusive with those who we know and have come up with and have trust also. So it just
mhm.
takes sometimes some outsiders as well as some outside things that have happened to then bring inclusion and unity within people that are close in this community right here, with Utah and hip hop and urban arts and entertainment. You know what I mean? Now is just the time that everybody is starting to realize there's somebody else that looks like me that's doing this. I'm that glue that's kind of doing that as well, because I can't help but do that. I was raised the only child, but I was adopted by so many other friends and family that call me brothers and sons and things like that. So I feel it's only right to be the glue to bring others together, as I've walked through the fire and gone through trials and tribulations that others may not have to go through, that I can share, for them to get to the door where they want to go. Because I've always said I just want to be a hallway to lead people to the doors that they want to go to. I know I can open many other doors, and I don't want to just be one door that somebody feels like they can knock and not be able to get to. A hallway is always open, and I'm here to lead people down the path of that hallway to those doors that they want. Because, like I said, I'm the plug with everything and everybody. I just want to be able to, get in where others may not be able to fit in, and then learn that system and gain that knowledge to be able to share with my others, and we figure out our ways to infiltrate and make our own way through those teachings and what knowledge of these other doors that others may not be able to get through.
Wow. That's very interesting, bro. Um, Being able to, specifically in this community in Salt Lake, in Utah in general. So I think the next question would be, as a black man, do you think how coming here as a black man to do you think it has affected you a little bit being black in this community, just to trying to show people what you're capable of? Do you think that affected you a little bit? If so, how?
Yeah, I mean, it affects me everywhere I go. I mean, my skin color comes with me everywhere I go. I haven't cut my locks in 12 plus years, and I don't plan on doing it for another 12 plus years. So all of this comes with me. You know what I mean? This ink is permanent. All this stuff is me, and I'm proud to show it, and I'm proud to represent it. So coming here in Utah, like I said, coming from California, coming from Southern roots, being here, to me, I've always said Utah is kind of like a Southern hospitality without the blatant racism. You know what I mean? It's real helpful. It's slower than most cities that are metropolitan cities. They take their time with people in general, but they just aren't aware of black people out here. They don't know. Have a prejudice to be racist about, like maybe in the South, how things have been inundated out there. Out here, it's an ignorance as far as they just don't know. You know what I mean? And I don't hate on ignorance. You know what I mean? Like, everybody is ignorant of something. It's just when
Or
that
something?
ignorance becomes when that ignorance becomes stupidity, which means something you were ignorant of, you now know of, and still choose to not see it the right way.
You still choose not to, educate yourself on that. Yeah,
Exactly.
okay.
That's when it becomes stupidity. Out here, they're just ignorant of blacks, and they have, like I said, a TV idea of what it is, but they're so open, and they know they need that diversity and inclusion out here, that they're willing to see you for who you are as a black man, whether that be, angry, whether that be positive, whether that be lively, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, they're willing to let you be how you are, and then they'll figure out what's next from there. So like I said, being positive and being encouraging out here, the people of Utah, they're already naturally that. You know what I mean? So to have people of color that are that, they're able to then showcase us as we're showcased all over the world for our talents and exploits and things like that. But at least here, I know it's needed, and I know they want it, and then they do their best to put you, a well-deserving black man of whatever your craft is, in the best position, you know what I mean, to get more exposure.
So it sounds like you're saying it's actually an opportunity and a blessing just to be out here as a black man, because you have the doors. People are willing to open more doors for you because they already want that.
Exactly. And they don't have
They already want that.
many other authentic, and then, like I say, when they get that authentic feel, you know what I mean? Like, they hear it in your voice, Joune, you have a different culture. You know what I mean? It's black, but they know there's more culture to you. When they see me, they know it's more culture to me. And then we project that in everything that we do. And then on top of that, we're great at what we do, and people see that, and people fly. We have all the tools. We have what they want. We have those factors. The difference is, it's not a cloud of us in this pool for them to be able to pick and choose from. They just don't even know where we are in the pool. So we're
In the first
finally
place,
starting to get seen. But in other
we're
places, if
finally
you go to
starting
Bay Area,
to come out, like,
exactly,
in the
exactly.
light. People are
Everywhere
like,
else
wow, where
is
was this?
too cloudy. Exactly.
Okay.
Everywhere else, you're competing with somebody else that may look like you, that they can put you in a certain category and compare you to their liking. Here, it's wide open. You just got to be able to show up and show out consistently in a way that is worth it, and you can get put on. It's just people don't even know to come to, you know what I mean? They skip right over here. It's like, what do they think of?
Yeah,
So
right.
us doing what we're doing is shedding that light of, y'all can come here and do this and be a success. and then travel everywhere else. You know what I mean? But at least be here and be living and feeling cool. You know what I mean? It's less stress than everywhere else.
Right, right. And I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to put up this event to showcase, all the some of the talent around that opportunity, just to let people know, hey, we have a lot of different talent. Some of them I didn't even know about, but it's just, hey, let's just push everybody. Like everybody just have their own voice, they have their own style, they have their own talent, but because it's not enough of us, sometimes it's hard to find them, and when we can't find them, we usually stay in our little community, which is too small in Utah.
Yeah.
So we need to expand our wings and go to different communities. Like for you, like you do weddings or things, like we have more exposure. People from like different places can see you, and you get to travel sometimes. So you're exposing yourself to different crowd, different people, which is good. And I think if, as a community, like Black people in Utah, whatever, we promote each other, I think we all can, you know, bring something amazing on the table, especially in Salt Lake City. That's growing super fast, and I think
Yeah.
as far as diversity, we can help bring what we're complaining about.
Exactly.
Shit,
Exactly.
that's
That's a
that's
fact.
yeah, that's a, what's up, Luby? Yeah, I was good. So just to let people
You got all
know,
the fans, Joune. I see you. You got all the
yeah,
fans.
just to let people know, like that's Shaadie. You know what I mean? He's a rapper, singer he's from California, right? And then we're just
Yeah.
Caribbean heritage also. Just for me, I'm from Haiti. I have a little conversation about himself, career, his life in general, his POV on music life, on what's going on, and all the social issues and stuff like that. So we're just having a little conversation Sunday night. So I want to thank you for joining the live. Taking some time, even if you don't stay for too long, just stopping by, saying stuff a little bit, show some love, share the live with a friend, whatever. You know what I mean? Just support us. And with that, I'm gonna ask you. Then my next question for you is, so what's your process when you're working? When you have an idea, you start having, ideas for lyrics or something like that. What do you do first? Do you go straight to the studio, or do you write it down first, or do you look for the beat, or what's your process like?
It's again with me, it's a feeling, it's a vibe. A lot of the times,
Hmm.
I find myself most of the times because I'm more of a writer first.
Okay.
As much as I perform, as much as I host with my gift of gab and talking and all that stuff, I like writing. As far as the process of writing, creating wordplay, creating things, translating things I've gone to in the stories, or creating stories to explain certain things or capture certain feelings. So I find myself a lot, I may just be, most of the time when I'm driving, that's when lyrics or words may hit me without a beat, without anything. And I just write down stuff constantly all the time. And then when
Hmm.
those moods hit me, as far as like, I want to write, I want to find a beat. Um, a lot of the times I may just be already working on something else, um, or listening to stuff on YouTube, and something kind of strikes me. I could be listening to another song and it's like, I want to vibe like this. And I'll just start finding that vibe and then begin to start writing. But it's very rare that I'm going into the studios like naked without nothing, just
Hmm.
because I haven't been fortunate enough to have that type of leisure to go into studios and take as much time and things that I wanted. I've always had kind of like my own home setup type thing. But again, I was a student athlete. I was a father. I was a full-time worker working multiple jobs. So I would have to be on schedules with everything, and give myself the times to be able to create and actually sit down and record and do stuff. So when I would have the time and the finances to invest in going to another studio to really get some time, you know what I mean, and only having 2-3 hours, I'm coming with 5-6 songs already done. I got the beat, I got it written
Hmm.
out, I know how I
Hmm.
want it to sound, so that I can come in and I knock out 2-3 songs in that first hour, sit down, listen, tell them how I want to mix it, because I've taught myself all those areas just so I couldn't waste time. You know what I mean? There is, anytime I get to do it, I want to be able to add more, to make it go faster and get it the way that I need it to be for that moment. So even if I'm walking in the studio, like I said, the times that I don't have nothing, maybe fully prepared, I got something prepared. Because if a beat or something hit me, all I got to do is pull out the phone and I got verses for days, or I got this thing in my head I've been working on. But the process is so random with me. It's just a 24-hour full-time thing.
Okay. And then as far as art, you want to just that inspired your style, over.
Um, Most definitely Tupac. I grew up, like I said, a Tupac fan, Tupac idol, not just in musically, but just how he carried himself at that point in time as a man. You know what I mean? He died in '96. I was only 10 years old. So to be influenced by Tupac, that was a real, adolescent time for me, to see his growth. But like I said, I grew up the only child. My dad wasn't around. It was me, my mom, my grandma, my grandpa. So I looked outside of myself and outside the home to men, that I wanted to emulate and take things from. And musically, he was one. As far as I would want to be able to convey feeling in words and stories like he did. I want to have a voice like he did. I want people to feel me and love me like he did. And I want to be able to be free and confident like he was as well. And then Mac Dre being, from the Crest, and he was the local rapper, but also big and an influence to Tupac and others around the Bay. He was the party guy. You know what I mean? As serious and everything as everything else was, he was the party, and I feel that too. I like to dance, you know what I mean? He's a July 5th Cancer. His birthday's today, RIP to the Cuddy, and mine is on the 1st. So I felt that connection. We from the same neighborhood, and we love to party. So I just always wanted to be myself and not feel like, oh, I got to be street or I got to be this. Like, no, like these dudes were street. These dudes were political. These dudes were militant. These dudes were happy. These dudes were party animals, funny characters, you know what I mean? All that stuff. And I just knew I wanted to be able to do that within my music, within my stamp as an artist, along with my ears a little wider. You know what I mean? I stayed listening to Bob Marley and the Wailers. I stayed listening to Gregory Isaac. I stayed listening to, Temptations and David Ruffin and Rick James. Also, alternative rock, My Morning Jacket and Jim James and U2 and all of those type of things. You know what I mean? All the way down to the Dolly Partons and stuff like that of different generations and genres. So I knew I can do more than maybe even what my idols did musically, but hip hop and street and just stuff being hard was always the core, and being able to be a man's man, as well as a man for the ladies, musically and as an artist was just the goal overall.
Wow, looks like you had a. I think maybe this is why your vibe is different, because your your ears are tuned into different type of artists, from people in the States, people from the East Coast, West Coast, and also people from the Caribbean, like Bob Marley, stuff like that. Because Bob Marley, he was able to touch the world, you know what I mean? So something about
Exactly.
his sound or his message or his music. So I think being able to have all those, you know, people that you're listening to influence your style, I think will help you greatly move forward, because you never know who you're gonna sing in front of. So you being able to adapt quickly, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's key. Um, so how do you? Okay, so you have the talent, you sing, you have your style, things like that. Now, when it comes to business, when did you decide this was a business?
I knew it was a
Also,
business.
besides the love of it and all that stuff, when did you decide this was
Yeah.
also a business?
I mean, I knew it was always a business from the very jump. You know what I mean? I come from a background where my mom, like I said, raised me by herself. I seen my grandpa retire 3, 4, 5 times and still work to support his wife, who was a stay at home. I seen my mom's go to school, and she was a business finance major who then became a professor teaching business finance, and then is getting her MBA, business administration, her master's business administration. So I knew the importance as far as finances and money and all those things. I was 13 years
Mm-hmm.
old with a checkbook and a debit card at Bank of America, buying food
Right, right.
for me and my cousins and stuff in middle school. So I understood
That's
how
right.
everything could be a business. Everything is a business,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? And I still
Mm-hmm.
come from the streets and been seeing the street dealings of business. And so I knew as far as music and all those things as well, it was business. Hey, baby, go upstairs, baby. Yeah, I know. Give me kiss. Give me kiss. Go upstairs, okay? That's my baby girl saying what's up. Go upstairs, okay?
Hey,
Close the door.
hi, welcome to the live.
Thank you. But I knew it's been a business. So I always approached it and had my mindset aware that this is a business. Like I said, I was an athlete my whole life, and as much as that is fun, that's still a business at some point. So I knew if I was going to take myself serious, I had to understand that that is a fact of being uh, within the entertainment industry and making music. And at 13 years old, Fruity Loops first came out, and I was like, well, a part of this business, other from writing, is making beats. So how
Making
can I
beats.
how can I do that? And all of a sudden, my boy was like, hey, there's this thing with Fruity Loops, so we started doing that. And then it was like, well, how can we record what we're doing? We 13, 14, we ain't got money like that to keep going in the studios, you know what I mean, or friend studios or uncle studios. They letting us know it's a business because they make money out of that. You know what I mean? And they come in and letting us do it for free. So they letting us know, now you got to come with some money sometimes. So then we figure out how we can record our own. So like I said, we knew it was a business from the jump. So I just dove in on trying to learn every aspect of the business from the ground up. I already knew I could write and perform. That's natural. Then I figured out how to make beats and then mix beats and engineer and then start writing for others and making stuff for others to fit their style, and then start doing integrating my comedy stuff into the music and all the things that I love to make different types of music, so that at school we got 7, 8 rappers, but I'm the funny one. I can do this type of song. I can talk about the principle. I can do more things than what they could just talk about. And then if it's too many of them, well, let me figure out how to make shirts and how to make the flyers and how to make the promotion for what we about to be doing, or how I can just host and talk my mess and introducing everybody because I know everybody, and that's how I can still be seen. So every aspect of entertainment and the business, in the front and the back, I figured out how to do. And then you start putting yourself out there and putting that energy out there, and other people start seeing it and realize, young man, you doing this, you doing that, you got your BMI, your ASCAP, you know what I mean? You got your publisher, and you start hearing keywords and verbiage. And then me being the educated person I am, coming from the educational background, just start doing my research. And I was doing that in the 90s and 2000s when I had to go to the
Uh-huh.
library and AOL dial-up. So now it's way more easier to find anything that you need. But
Hey, on dial-up. Damn, way back, bro.
for real, bro. But it's been a business, and that's how I present myself, and that's how I took it, just to be prepared for when business got real. You did.
I mean, for people that are not in business, just to be clear, a business is just bringing value to someone else, period. And just like you said, you figure out how to bring your comedy into your stuff, how to do beats, flyers. Someone needed that. So you figure out how to bring value. And for that value, they'll pay you in monetary back for it. And that's what business is all about. At the end of the day, everything is basically business. And the next question is, how can I put myself in a position where I can create enough values for people so they can help me pay my bills, help me, advance in my career and things like that. And that comes with marketing, that comes with growth, that comes with a lot of other things moving forward. So how do people find you? Like how if someone just they just land to Salt Lake City from New York City and they're like, yo, you know what, I'm looking for a couple artists. How do they find you? Like how do they even know you're in town?
Um, Specifically, for me, it's easy. You just type in my name, Shaadie, and I pop up everywhere. My name is more of a unique one to be able to find. My real government name is Rashad, Rashaad, but my family called me Shaadie. So 12, 13, when I started hitting the stage, I just used the name that everybody knew. Slim Shady Eminem was out at that time, and I didn't want to spell it Shaady or anything like that. So that's where I got the spelling from. And then from there, it just kind of stuck. And then just from years of growth and working and staying consistent and persistent with stuff, my name was able to start flooding the internet, and people will be able to find me, and I would be on radios and start finding my own little monikers because people would see the name and say Shady, but didn't realize it's Shaadie. So then I started saying Shaadie like Rashad, not Shady like Shade. And I would spell my name and come up with all these little things so
So,
that
Megan?
people would kind of remember. I would suggest people find that in their story, because I'm able to do that and say that as far as my story and my connections, and put my name out there so that it sets itself apart from others people's names. You know what I mean? So that would be a good tactic for artists to do, is really, really have some thought in what it is that you're doing, as far as your name, as far as your look, as far as your sound, as far as all of that. And then just don't be afraid to put yourself out there your authentic way. Because not everybody's going to see it and get it off bat, but it may catch on sooner or later. As long as you're confident in it and
Right.
you can stand behind it, just keep doing that, and people will keep plugging and start seeing it at some point. It's way too many resources and platforms nowadays to not be seen. Like I said, I came up from a different era where, I only come out on camera when it's time to go. And then, I do my thing and I dip. You know what I mean? All the home stuff and a lot of personal things, we didn't get into that. Privacy is key. And you know what I mean? That's what I like to keep hold. But nowadays, people want to see everything. You know what I mean? They want
They
to see
want to
you
see
waking
more
up.
than just the artist. They want to know who you are as a
Exactly.
person. Yeah.
Exactly. So with that, you got to find ways to be able to connect and put yourself out there and start feeling comfortable with doing that. Like I said, the younger generation, they came up on that. You know what I mean? My generation was right in between. I can do it with or without my phone. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's good. Sometimes when I don't have it, I'm straight.
You actually have an advantage because you know how to go both ways. You can go knock doors. You can also make phone calls. You can also just use social media. Also, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And so don't underestimate the power of face-to-face contact and
Right.
personability with things like that nowadays. I mean, I know there's a pandemic stuff going on. I know there's a lot of things that they got us out here trying to scare us with, to keep us away from staying in contact with each other. You know what I mean? But we have to be able to, like I said, stand firm and putting ourselves out there. Keep it on, baby. Thank you. We have to be able to feel confident in putting ourselves out there and knowing
Out there.
when we do that, people are going to have something to say. Whether we like it or not, they're going to have something to say, but it's all about how we can take it and keep moving on. You know what I mean? Nip said ain't no brick walls and speed bumps, and that's the truth. You just coast right over them things, learn where they at, and just maneuver around. But everybody ain't going to like it. But if you keep putting yourself out there in a way that you morally feel is right for yourself, that you can stand behind, it's inevitable that somebody will see you at some point.
So branding yourself is key. So and
Yeah.
branding and putting yourself out there is key for anyone, to be honest. Like for me, for an artist, for anyone who wants to come up, someone that's looking for a job, you have to brand yourself in a way. You're telling people, hey, I'm the guy. I'm the person. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Let me show you what I can do for you because I'm here to help you. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
have that simple conversation before you let them know, hey, I'm here to help you. So let's sit down and have a conversation. And if you think we are a good fit, let's get it.
Exactly.
Um, so to tie that in to how you're doing your own thing, your process, how you go out there, you brand yourself, you're not afraid to go talk to people. Let's say I'm an artist, I decided I want to rap, I'm gonna need 2 months into it, and then I need some advice from you because I've seen you doing things, I've seen you perform, and big places, small places. Like, what would be the message you would tell, like a new artist coming up or your younger self coming up?
Um, touch everything. Reach out to everybody that you feel you fit good in with. Don't X out stuff was good, bro. Don't X out stuff that you haven't even given yourself the opportunity to be X out of. Like I said, it's a fear thing, and sometimes you just gotta leap. And with this music and this entertainment business, it's nothing but leaping because there is no light at the end of the tunnel. And I mean that in this way: football, basketball, sports, doctoring, being a manager at Burger King. Everything has a light at the end of the tunnel. I know at
Right.
some point, so many years, I can put in this much training and I'll get to this combine. Put in this many years on the fry, I'll get to the cashier, I'll get to the assistant manager. I put so many years in medical school, I'm gonna get into this residency, and then I'll get to the surgeon's table. You don't know that within this entertainment and music. You can do 1,000 auditions, you can do one audition. You can make 100 songs, you can make one song. It can be
One
your
song.
first gig, it can be your 1,000th gig. You may be winning in a sense where nobody knows you, but you popping on the gram, or you
On
may
the
not be
ground.
known on the gram and you can tour all these places and make your own money this way, or you're nationwide. You know, you never know. And then you never know, just because you number one right now, if you're going to be number one tomorrow, and they never know you
Tomorrow.
again. So
Right.
there is no light. There is no specific method to me other than just faith in yourself, perseverance, and continuing to be open to getting resources and knowledge from others. If somebody is coming to me, like you said, then I must be something to them. I must be doing enough for them to feel like I have some type of information. And from my point of view, if somebody
Right.
is feeling that confident to come to me and sees that in me, then it's my job and my duty to share as much as I can with them if they're worthy. You know what I mean? I'm going to ask them some questions
Right.
on what do they want to do, or what are their goals, or just what it is they want to know. And if they have those questions, I'm going to answer it to the fullest of my capability for my knowledge, as well as give resources, because that's all we need to do is keep helping each other grow and figure out what to do and not to do on these next steps. So I would just tell my younger self to keep doing what I was doing, and maybe a
Like
little
that.
harder. And I would
A
tell
little
these younger
harder.
ones to just, you know what I mean, be open to finding new ways, add everything into your repertoire and figure out what works for you, and then figure out how you can do it to make your formula, and then do it that way. Like, you don't have to copy anybody else's way, and if you do, that don't mean you're gonna have the same successes or failures as them. Just keep it lit for yourself and find your way, but just don't stop. Just don't stop.
I like that. I like what you said. There's no straight line. Everybody's path is totally different. You could be doing the same thing with someone else, but you guys gonna end up different in a different spot. I think that's key for someone else to understand. Yes, they learn from you, but at the end of the day, they have to go out and put the action, put the work, do the footwork, put their stuff out there and work
Get that box
as
real
much as
quick
they want.
by the
But that
toaster.
being said, like my you said also about fear. Like fear is also a key important thing in stopping people from going after their dream.
True.
Fear is like there's so many artists we probably will never know about just because they're afraid to sing in front of a lot of people. They're afraid to the fear of failure. They're afraid of so many other. How have you dealt with fear, and also how have you dealt with setbacks?
Um, I I've took my athletic mindset and looked past that as far as I'm looking at the end result. I know
Okay.
I know where I've started. I know how it's gonna feel and what it's gonna take on that in between. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was a track athlete, so I look at it as a 100-meter dash. I know, like I said, I got to start somewhere. I'm coming in the blocks. I'm all bunched up, and I know my direction where I want to go. I know in between my
Okay.
start and finish is going to be a lot of drive. It's going to be a lot of testing myself. It's going to be a lot of things that I got to get through where I'm going to in the end. Oh, in the end, I'm going to get a certain result. And that result is going to motivate me to keep wanting to do more. So I just ignore what's going on because I know it comes with the territory. You know what I mean? I know I'm going to be hurting. I know I'm going to be out of breath. I know somebody going to push me. I know somebody may want to stop me and not hear me. Not everybody's for me. You know what I mean? Not everybody is with me. So I know there's going to be some people that may stop stuff maliciously, or, you know, not even knowing their intent, but they just may be blocking me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For whatever reason, it
You're
may
right.
just not
Right. Right.
may not be my time. You know what I mean? It may just not be my
Mm.
time or the setting, or I may not have been fully ready, and I needed to know that I really wasn't fully ready for that opportunity. It comes
Right.
with the
Right.
territory. You know what I mean? So
Territory.
it's just what it is. Sometimes I'm gonna have to wait for people. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm gonna have to get up dumb early to be somewhere to have the best shot at this opportunity that I may not know is gonna happen, even if I crush it. You know what I mean? It's just what it
Mm-hmm.
is. I'm gonna gain the knowledge. I'm gonna gain the reputation of being a hard worker, of having that talent, and I just look at it as there's always going to be good, and there's always some reason of why this opportunity or why this certain thing happened, when it comes to maybe not getting something, or maybe even getting something and realizing it ain't what I want, or I
Okay.
deserve better or something different. But It's always going to be something, and I just keep pushing through because this is what I want. I chose to do this. You know what I mean? This is what I feel I was put on this earth to do, is to entertain, make music, and then share those stories and those resources and those avenues for others to then continue that on. So it comes with it. Sometimes I got to deal with it, and I'm going to deal with it, and then I'm going to make adjustments after that fact. But I know what my end results are going to be by just getting through these middle parts.
Mm. So you're not even worried about the ups and downs because, you know, it's part of the process. All you're worrying about is doing what you're in control of, which is putting in the work, getting better, improving, putting yourself out there, and just making progress over time. And then until you get to where you're going to get. Who knows where you're going to get? No one knows. But all you know is you can consistently put effort. You can control that. Effort is very important. We all can control how much effort we put into something.
Exactly.
And that's all we can control, and that's all we can do. And if we do that, the rest it is what it is.
You know basically.
I mean? If you end up like singing, rapping for like let's say like a NFL Super Bowl, great. If you end up just being the most valuable rapper in town, even great too. You know what I mean? It's just
exactly
whatever happens, and then as long as it's like you said, you feel like this is something you were put on this earth to do, and then as long as you're doing some of that, and you're growing, and it's also a business, you understand it's putting some money in your pocket, so you can keep pushing. I think it's a great way to see it. So if there's for some reason there's an opportunity, and someone asks you, hey, what would be an artist, a super popular artist that you want to collab with?
I probably have to say I would want to collab with Rihanna. I say if I'd have to go to the heights of stuff, there's so many in between. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If I'd have to shoot all the way for the start, like there's ones that are personal ones. You know what I mean? I'd love to work with Ziggy and Stephen Marley. I'd love to work with Damien. I'd love to work with Snoop. I'd love to work with Kendrick. You know what I mean? All like the kind of normal ones. I love to work with David Ruffin Jr. You know what I mean? Like things like that. But as far as the top pinnacle of stuff, I would have to say it would be Rihanna. As far as from a musical standpoint, I haven't heard anything from Rihanna that was like on the radio or on an album that I like just didn't like, that I thought was just like you know what I mean? Okay song, whatever was a single of hers. Yeah, it was like beats, lyrics, feel, everything was like, oh, okay, it's dope. It may not be like a song for a male type, but I get it. It wasn't just like just a song that's like, what does this mean? And I know it's popular because it's so-and-so, but like all her stuff has substance all the way around. And then, you know, just her overall vibe, her being a female, me being a male, me being a rapper, her being a singer, I just think it would work. And we would complement each other, you know what I mean, real well with our roots of heritage, our kind of upbringing, just that whole kind of feel, at least from what, you know, I get from her musically and then in certain interviews and stuff like that. I think it'd be dope to have her as a Black woman collabing with her.
What about locally?
Locally, shoot, I've touched a few of the artists that I have. I know I want to do something with Zach Ivy. We've talked about it and doing things like that. I know. Yeah, and he's like one of the first names that I seen when I came out here. So I know, and that's something we gonna have in the works anyway. But we haven't done it yet. So I know with him, I would love to work with Zach. It's a few dudes that I seen at Echo that was from like West Valley. I forgot bruh name, but he was pretty dark. Man, it slipped my mind. The homie C Valenta. He's out here as well. I met him at Echo, and he's come across Lake House. We haven't been able to work together yet, but he's been just as busy as I am, and I like his vibe. He's been on the news and things a lot with the Black Lives Matters protests and stuff like that. You know, he a small stature young man with a big voice. You know what I mean? And I like his swag and everything about him. Who else out here, man? I'm trying to touch all y'all DJs, man. You know, Matty Mo, Logic, y'all Lane and Swag, but still under the same umbrella of Feel. You know what I mean? But because I know I'm versatile in different ways, y'all have a lot of different aspects and touches that y'all can give from a DJ standpoint that I would love to just, you know, have y'all hands on with like mixtapes and collabs and just the sound of everything. So besides them artists and y'all DJs, you know, I really don't know too much of anymore. That's why I do the podcast and we do these soul flows and stuff to try to reach more of these artists.
Reach
Cause I
out more.
mean, yeah, because I mean, we got artists like, you know, Brenda, Doomy, Spitfire, Hashida Band, you know what I mean? Braden Lee Waiters, stuff like that, in all type of different genres that have came through, and it's been like, oh, we need to do some stuff, you know
We
what I
need to
mean?
do
So
something. Yeah, I mean, like last week I had Doomy. I already talked to SoFlo, the owner or the founder of SoFlo. I talked to her a
yeah,
little bit.
Maris,
All
yeah,
these people I didn't know. I wasn't aware of all these people like 2 weeks ago, and then after I did the concert too, all those people, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of talent. I have to be out there more. I have to. It's on me to just reach out more and figure out, hey, how we can, even if we don't collaborate, but I have to be aware that your talent is out there.
yeah,
I might not be able to collaborate today, but one day, for some reason, something might happen. You know what I mean?
exactly.
I think someone asked you a question. Which artists have you collaborated with?
Um, Out here, I've collabed with a few artists that are affiliated with Lake House Studios, Frida Tella, Kurt Banks, Terrence
Freedom, yep.
Drisdom, better known as Ernie, Courtney Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've done some music interviews with Zach Ivy, Hasha the band. We're in the works of doing stuff, but these are other artists that I've assisted with and doing like shows and things like that. But as far as like actual songs, it's really just been the artists that we've put on under the Lake House Studios label out in Change Lanes Entertainment Group. And we've kind of start collabing together like that. And then we've got in Kales is a young man that has come in and does some stuff
Mm-hmm.
out the studio with Ernie, and we're getting songs on. So we're building up. But you know what I mean? Like people like Mike Styles and Esther Sita and stuff like that, we all have collabs and projects in the making. So y'all, you know what I mean? Stay tuned, stay checking out all our Instagrams and stuff like that, because y'all gonna see this melting pot. You know what I mean? I say it's like Chex Mix. We all separate and different, but we all good together at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right. I think it would be great to take this opportunity to let people know what is the Lake Effect Studio? What's your guys' mission? What do you guys do? And also, what's the um, Changing Lanes band? How affiliate with that? Like, can you give us a little bit more information about those two things?
All right. So overall, Changing Lanes Entertainment Group is the umbrella of everything, essentially. So Changing Lanes Entertainment Group started by the Changing Lanes band that CJ Jersey started years ago. That was a cover party band, wedding band. That band basically made its name and got so popular they needed to create another band, which they did about 4 years ago, called the Lane Changers Band, which is the band I ended up joining. So Change Lanes Entertainment Group originally started as just cover bands. Started with the one band, Changing Lanes. Then it started with having Lane Changers as a second band, as well as then the Headliners as a third band, with other different variations as far as like the Retro Lanes Band, which is like jazz fusion, older school stuff. We had the Diva Show. We have then elevated into having our own DJs to go and do things at certain weddings. You know, a full package of entertainment for weddings, parties, festivals, corporate events, all that stuff as a cover band with many different artists, many different packages. You can have DJs, you can have just me as hosting these certain things and have the DJ play the reception, or have the band and the DJ and have the changing strings at the beginning. So it's basically entertainment of all aspects. We have multiple DJs, multiple bands, multiple changing strings, multiple lineups and sounds that we can cover for all those events. Within
Mm-hmm.
Changing Lanes Entertainment Group, because we kept having so many artists joining as musicians and bands, a lot of us also are regular artists. So then that's what started the Lake House Studios portion, where we have our original artists recording and putting out music under that name. So myself, Kurt Banks, Courtney Kelly, like I said, Terrence Grissom, aka Ernie, Frida Tella, Kales Don't Fail, all record out of Lake House Studios and put music out of Lake House Studios. We have Dub D, Dave Devaney, who's engineering. We have all of that stuff going on in there, as well as then starting to get into other aspects of entertainment as far as talent agencies, as far as photography. That whole one-stop shop of urban entertainment is what we do. And then also Frida and myself also started the Lake House Culture Podcast. And start interviewing artists and things like that to just give more platform and insight of the artists and entertainment people within here of Utah. So we're trying to just make Change Lanes Entertainment Group and Lake House Studios be like the platform and the go-to
Platform.
Exactly. Of you can use our facilities and use our artists as well, but if you just want to get knowledge and resources of where to go and what to do, you can come here, because we also have our Lake House Academy where we're teaching music lessons and classes and singing and things like that, and community outreach stuff. So it's just that one-stop shop for all things urban entertainment and kind of like Black resource. You know what I mean? We're affiliated with the Utah Black Chamber of Commerce, and CJ is their music director. The only chamber of commerce in the state that has a music and entertainment director and department. You know what I mean? We handle all of that. And then just affiliations with, great people and artists such as yourself, such as Echo Lounge, such as, Maddie and Sky, and all these other people and connections. We just kind of have just been coming together and bringing the party to the party.
Bringing a party. Oh wow, that's that's good for people to know, because it's great to share the information. People need to know. People need to be aware of everything, like all the information, all the resources, and so they have somewhere to go. Because as an artist, sometimes you're lonely, like you don't know where to go. All you're doing is do your music, trying to put your music out there, but Lake House and everything you guys are doing, providing a platform, a podcast, and everything. At least that's a start for people just to be aware of your sound, being aware that you're an artist, and potentially, and someone's gonna give you an opportunity, and next thing you know, you who knows where you're gonna end up.
Exactly.
So I really appreciate that, and I think we should definitely push that forward and push the message and keep providing value to our community, especially down in Salt Lake City, because there's a lot of talent, but it's all scattered, and people don't know where to go. People end, and after that, they just end up giving up, and we miss on a good opportunity. So I think I'm gonna, for my last question for our little conversation, I just want to be thankful for you again for coming and having this conversation, and then enlightening us for everything you're doing, your music, yourself, your background, and how you can help our community, and also how we can help you move forward as an artist. So we know there's a pandemic right now. A lot of us in our industry, we're not really performing or doing anything like as far as being in front of people and stuff like that. But I know at some point, that's going to change a little bit, and we're going to be able to perform. We're going to be able to do what we do best in front of a lot of people. Are you working on anything right now, or do you have anything out right now that people can start checking out so they can get familiar with your sound? And what's the best way for people to find out about your stuff? Are you on Spotify, on YouTube, on where can people find?
Yeah. I'm everywhere. I'm everywhere like the air, my man. I'm if you spell my name correctly, Shaadie, it will pop up on Google or anything that you listen to, Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, iTunes, SoundCloud, TikTok, everything. You can find my music, dance to my music, do all that stuff. YouTube, everything is out there and available. I've been consistently dropping music every month through my distribution since last August, as well as I started dropping like weekly things on my SoundCloud just for the free with stuff. But I've been like I said, with all the different aspects of stuff that I do, I kind of go through everything in like little sections. A lot of times, if I'm not performing, I'm writing, and if I'm not writing and performing, I'm recording and making beats. And when I'm not doing that, I'm probably doing marketing on and promotion on something that I'm just releasing or just dropped, or doing a music video, or setting up the next step with new people or different aspects of things like that. So right now, I haven't been recording anything like new per se to put out to the public, because I've been getting a lot of other mixing and stuff done with my other stuff that have been sitting, and been releasing that, and then have been doing a lot of company songs and jingles. Like I said, also, jingle writing, company writing, things like that for branding other brands. So just been finishing up this track for the Loom official app with Kurt Bakes and Ernie from the studio. So been doing that, and then I'm gonna be having some studio sessions coming up in California with some known people to start on some new things for this coming late year and early next year. So I'm in a transition phase of kind of like building up the new part of things that are to come, while still working with these companies and these other things. So the general public will have some new slappers coming soon, but as far as
Right.
finding everything, you know what I mean? I have way more than enough music for y'all to listen to every day, multiple times, and get different vibes. Go ahead and, like I said, search anything everywhere that you listen to music to: YouTube, Instagram, SoundCloud, Snapchat, Tidal, Spotify, Google, Reverb Nation, Amazon, everywhere. SHAADIE. You will find me. I have music. Slap that, make a video, share it, send it, do all that stuff. Because the more exposure, the better. You feel me?
That's right, people. Make sure you go follow him on Instagram. Make sure you go follow him on everywhere else he just mentioned. Spread the love, man. Like, if you appreciate what he said, if you appreciate his music, share it with a friend and family and everybody else. Because, that's how we grow. And as an artist, we need your support to keep moving things forward.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, bro, I really appreciate you coming into the live. I know this is just the beginning between us. We have a lot coming up. I'm so excited just to be around people like you, people like CJ and the whole crew and all the artists over there, and just to be around good people that are trying. What's up, Dustin? They're trying to do something good and positive for the community, and also that are in the music industry. So I think that's very good, and I'm very excited about that. Just to end up the live, and I just want to have you say the last word. Um, what would be your last word for anyone listening to this, moving forward with how lives have changed since the pandemic and stuff like that? How are you? How do you think music has played a big role in helping people, um, you know, deal with everything that's going on? And do you think and do you think you as an artist, you're gonna keep providing that value to everybody else? Like, how do you think music has played a big role in helping people deal with what's going
Well, I mean, Bob Marley said it best. Music is the healing of the nation. So I mean, that
on?
ain't never gonna go nowhere. And right now, the nation and the world is in a lot of pain, and
Right.
they're turning to us entertainers now um, for not more so what we really think, but for now our art and our entertainment and what we feel and think through our art and entertainment. Because everybody is starting to awaken themselves and want to find that knowledge. But Sesame Street taught us that best. You can share everything through music and it's gonna stick. You know what I mean? A little bit better than just
Right.
a lecture. So us as artists have finally been able to share more things of substance in this day and age, and it hit the airwaves and the masses like it does, the rest of the little ice cream tunes before, because now this is what people want to hear. They want to hear some entertainment things, but they want to hear what you're talking about and how you feel about everything that's currently going on. So it's our time as artists now to start making those songs or start releasing those songs that we've had that speak on these things. You know what I mean? And I've been
Right. Right.
on this hype my whole life. So I've created songs like this that can speak and touch on things that are happening now 4, 5, 6 years ago, just because I've seen it, and I've gone through it myself. So it's nothing new to me. But
Nothing new.
like
Yeah.
like I
This
said,
is
it's all
nothing
about
new.
timing. Yeah, it's all about timing now. Now the rest of the world is finally seeing it and not taking it lightly anymore. You know what I mean? It's finally too much.